Welcome back, Flare community. I hope you're all well and having an incredible day as always. And yes, it is time for the weekly news update where we cover all of the significant things that are happening on both the Songbird and Flare network. We've got my channel in the house. We've got TRT, Doc Bob D, and Mockham X, and we're going to jump straight into the news. First things first, we're starting off here with FTSO.EU, and they've released their new dashboard for the FTSO V2 rewards. So we used to previously start each week with a look at the various signal providers or data providers and see who stacks up and ranks as top dog in the old leaderboard. So that's what we're going to have a quick look at today. This is their new dashboard here. And something that I really like about it is that it gives you the average on various durations of time. So this is the one that we're going to be looking at. I think this is the default over the past 4 weeks, which, as you know, each epoch lasts three and a half days, which means that it's 8 epochs. Topping the charts this week is Linden Services. In second place, Comfy Nodes. Third place, Encode Club. Fourth place, Flaris, and in fifth place, Oracle Daemon. So it's interesting because there's not as many familiar faces here as we would normally see. I mean, you can see down here, there's down in the middle section, we see quite a few familiar faces, but some of the signal providers that contribute most to the network aren't actually doing that good. So I wonder what's going on there, but it's interesting nonetheless. But these are the top of the charts for the past 4 weeks. So something to note, if you are delegating your FLR, of course you can stake it as well. But yeah, that's the top performers for this epoch, or the average for the last 8 epochs. Moving on to NFTs, we're on xHaven here, and if we scroll down, looking on the past 7 days, you guys know the score. Nothing out of the unusual here. In top place, we have Blockbones. In second place, the Blockbones traits. In third place, we have the xHaven membership. And in fourth place, CYBRF. And in fifth place, we have S-Toads. So volume here wise, it's pretty good. I mean, fourth place, I guess that's Songbird, but even 10,000 for the people in fourth place. We go on to True Gems here. This is for the weekly performance. True Gems really doing some good numbers here with almost 500,000 FLR. Second place is the way to FAsset with 20,000. Third place, there's a couple of dollars worth trading here, and not even a fourth and fifth place this week. So it is what it is. That's the top performers on True Gems. Moving along here, the Flare FTSO is built differently, enshrined in the Flare networks, which means that it's actually on-chain. Part of the protocol itself, part of the network itself, is secured by about 100 data providers with 60% plus FLR staked. 1.8 second reliable feeds enable platforms like SparkDex Perps to calculate funding rates precisely and execute liquidations efficiently. So just goes to show how robust the FTSO is. It's a really great piece of technology, and in my opinion, it's the best oracle in the space. I'm yet to see any true contenders out there. And I'm hoping as data becomes more important for these decentralized applications, that Flare really has its time to shine in the future. Moving along here, this is something that I'm very curious about. So I don't know, the Flare Fair, your one-stop DeFi carnival. This has been shared, I guess, last week. I think, yeah, 1 week ago today. But I think we should be hearing a little bit more about this in the future. It looks like there's going to be some more rewards for those who are participating in DeFi. And it could be in addition to the RFLR rewards, or it could be something completely new. So stay tuned for that. Of course, I am going to be sharing the details, so feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll be sure to keep you up to date. In a few days, some of you will receive the third batch of FAsset Songbird test rewards. This is for those that are participating in the FAsset protocol. And a new feature has been introduced, which is a lottery system to make supporting FAssets even more fun. So a lot of you may have been frustrated with FAssets and the lack of redemptions, which could have been a gamified way to earn more of the rewards. Well, Flare are now incentivizing redemption even more, so hopefully they get a bit more throughput for the testing of the protocol. Basically, if we just skim through this, every time you redeem, you're going to be entered into some sort of lottery, and there's some big prizes up for grabs. First place, 100,000 USD in RFLR. Second place to 49th places. Each person receives 400 USD in RFLR. So pretty interesting stuff, and I think this should really go to contributing to the successful testing of FAssets on the Songbird network, hopefully in preparation for the launch on the Flare network. Here we go, moving on. This is some news from Kinetic markets. Big news for the Jewel holders and key stakers, sorry. This is the two native assets of the ecosystem. Just a few days after the conclusion of the voting cycle, the unstaking cooldown for key stake has been reduced from 90 days to 30 days. So this is great news for anyone who is participating on Kinetic markets. Previously, you would have to, or well, you do have to stake your Jewel tokens, and that becomes key. And in order to redeem it back, you had to wait 90 days previously. Now they've reduced that to 30 days. So it's pretty good stuff. So happy days there. Staying on the theme of DeFi, this is from Enosys. All incentives have been shifted to DEX V3, which produces a much higher amount of active liquidity per incentive. On Songbird, active liquidity incentives are available in WSGB, that's wrapped Songbird, or SFIN, with estimated APYs ranging from 10% all the way up to 205%. On Flare, active liquidity incentives are available in RFLR or APS, with estimated APYs ranging from 20% all the way up to 235%. Now, something that is interesting here is that, I'm sure many of you already know this, but the V3 Enosys decentralized exchange is a concentrated liquidity exchange and a decentralized exchange. And that means that you need to put markers down, your lower limit, your upper limit, and the tighter you provide that liquidity, the more of that liquidity will be traded during that range. So that's something to note, because the actual RFLR emissions are based on how much volume is used on your liquidity, right? So you can effectively, some people have made this mistake with creating an open-ended position, which starts at, say, 0 as the bottom threshold and all the way up to infinity for the higher threshold. Now, although your liquidity will be active, it's not going to be used, because it's the decentralized exchange is going to basically utilize that concentrated liquidity first. So something to note there, but it is a much more efficient way of doing things on the V3 exchange. The only V2 exchange that I believe will be active will be the Blaze Swap decentralized exchange. Moving on here, just wrapping some things up with NFTs. I'm very excited about digital dynamics. It's something that I've been working on, and two things that I want you to know about it is that I built it to empower artists by offering them out-of-the-box utility for their collections, allowing artists to do what they do best, and that is create masterpieces. You know, I think to expect a talented artist to learn how to develop and not just deploy contracts, which is fairly trivial, to just create an NFT collection, but to have all of this out-of-the-box utility, which is going to be similar to the Block and Bonez collection, which is the best-selling collection on the Flare network, dynamic NFTs where you can fuse the traits to the NFT and create something truly unique. Also, the utility includes royalty share and also dynamics airdrops. Second thing that I want you to know about digital dynamics is that I built it to empower collectors by offering true customization, as I said, and a passive income stream fueled by the success of the collection they hold. So if you buy a NFT and fully fuse it, you will be eligible to share in the royalties that are generated from that project. And I think this is pretty powerful because if a collection does really well and you buy it very cheap and then it goes on to, you know, Bored Ape status, let's say, and there's millions in volume, you will get a portion of that revenue. So big news coming tomorrow. That was posted yesterday. And the big news is that we are launching our first collection. Well, it's not me launching it. It's the Digital Dynamics platform facilitating the launch for smuggler chimps. So if you are interested in picking up one of these NFTs, you're going to be able to do so next week, 1 week today. So stay tuned for that. And this is what the website looks like just for the Digital Dynamics website, but I am going to be adding the collection details here soon, where you're going to be able to click onto the collection and find out all the information you need. This is the Dynamics token. I'm going to be talking about this a lot more in the future because it's pretty interesting stuff, and I think it could be the foundation for something really great. Basically, you'll be able to buy an NFT that accrues royalties from every single collection that is powered by Digital Dynamics. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this evolves. Last but not least, a lot of people are upset with the volatility. You know, it's been a crazy week with the inauguration of Donald Trump. It's been going up, crypto, it's been going down. But if you are in a pool such as FLR to USDT, fees are accruing every time someone makes a trade. So if it goes up 100% and then it goes down 50% and you're in the exact same position where you started with, you've just earned a load of fees. The good thing about the Flare network is that you're actually actively de-risking because you also receive delegation rewards and you receive the monthly Flare drops in addition to the fees. In addition to that, you also get RFLR rewards, claimable every month simply for providing liquidity. So as you generate more FLR from these sources of income for providing liquidity, you're actually de-risking, and you can even add to the pool to compound that. So something that I thought was interesting to remind you of, the RFLR rewards are very generous, so please don't miss out on them. I believe they're scheduled to end in about 6 months' time in July, so get it while it's good. That is pretty much the news for today. I see Rob in the chat there talking about Hugo with the Doge X space. Very technical, and if I was to give you my 2 cents there, I think it was too technical. I think they need to work on their delivery in terms of removing the jargon, removing the technical language, and really simplifying things, because as you say, it does turn off a lot of people. Even the host of that space, Dogecoin Rise, he's got a strong following, and even he was saying that it was going over his head. So I think that's a strategy that the Flare team really need to employ, by being able to simplify the use cases of the Flare network without intimidating people who could potentially come to our community. But that's a story for another day, and that's the news for the week. So As I did say before, please feel free to like the video if you liked the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Please enjoy your weekend. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next week, until next time, I'm out.